In just a moment, we'll enter the mysterious realm of life and death in this episode of Encounters with the Unexplained. How on earth can it be done on such a grand scale, in so many different places, and always in a single night? And does this mean that UFOs, piloted by some sort of intelligence, is the only answer? What is really going on in the frozen landscape at the edge of the Arctic? If you knew where you could get your hands on $300 million worth of diamonds, and you had the ability to do so, would you? Most people wouldn't hesitate to answer yes to that question. But what if the diamonds were located some 2 miles beneath the ocean waves in the cargo hold of the doomed ocean liner Titanic? What exactly is HAARP? Could it be that all these deaths are just a coincidence? Or was there some kind of conspiracy? Is there any evidence to suggest that members of the FBI or the CIA participated in this appalling act? Is it possible that members of the military and President Kennedy's own government were a part of it? And perhaps the most important unanswered question of all, why? Why did conspirators, or Lee Harvey Oswald for that matter, why did anyone want to get rid of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy? But is it not still possible that all of these intriguing shapes are really nothing more than accidents of nature? That the researchers are simply letting their imaginations run away with them? Perhaps. Have we finally found indisputable evidence of some superhuman force at work? Or is there other scientific data to suggest a more terrestrial and less extraterrestrial explanation? And what, if anything, is the official government, or we should say government's, reaction to all this? Is it all just a coincidence that with the ionosphere and the ozone layer so interrelated, that the hole in the ozone layer appears to be expanding in the very region of the Earth's atmosphere irradiated by HAARP? Could this in fact be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ? How could the Mandylion of Edessa become the Shroud of Turin? Is it possible that a burial cloth from a tomb near the walls of Jerusalem actually found its way to a cathedral in Turin, Italy? Who or what is the face intended to represent? Has NASA stepped up efforts to rephotograph the Cydonia plane? Or has the galactic ghoul taken over once again? The year 2001 was supposed to be the year of great discovery. Has technology kept pace with the dream? $1 billion was poured into a satellite called the Mars Observer. Will it give us the answers? What's in these documents that had to be kept secret from the American people for 75 years? And what about another group the conspiracy theorists put on the list of those who would profit from Kennedy's death? The military. Is this all evidence that someone is trying to communicate with us? If communication is the goal, what's the message? And if there is a clearly identifiable message, where does it come from? And what does it mean to you and me, to our future, to the future of the world? What precisely does irradiating the ionosphere do to this delicate balance? Is it the burial shroud of Jesus Christ? Can modern space-age science give us any help in making that determination? And if the image is not man-made, then how in the world did it get there? How could the futurists have been so wrong? Sometimes we work at solving a mystery just for the sheer fun of it. And most of the time, if you come up with the wrong answer, you can just go back and start over. Could it be that the wrong answer on this one will have us all playing a harp? Will new evidence about this well-known disaster rewrite history and perhaps open up some old wounds? In light of all this new evidence, eyewitness testimony, scientific study, and all the contradictions within the Warren Commission report, can the American people ever hope to know the truth? Or might we be afraid of the truth and its implications, and we really don't want to know? Could it be that there was more at work here than the fabled galactic ghoul? Had NASA violated one of its oldest and most rigid protocols? Since the end of the Cold War, Russia seems to have taken a more peaceful stance. Why would it engage in what's certain to be another major world war? Has Russia's attitude toward the Middle East, and particularly the Jewish state, softened? And why is it that throughout all these foretold events depicting the end times, there's no mention in prophecy given to the role played by the United States? What could possibly happen that would keep America on the sidelines during this critical final battle between the forces of good and evil? Could even more evidence be forthcoming? Can fabric this old and fragile be radiocarbon dated? Are these just stories from the ancient past? Or will these prophecies be fulfilled in our generation? Could it be that Titanic's collision with the iceberg was not what sunk the ship? Evidence of a conspiracy has come to light that will send our investigation in a sinister direction. Is it possible that the sinking of Titanic was an act of war? After literally centuries of speculation, could it be we are finally drawing closer to discovering what is really on Mars? If these discoveries truly were proof that there once was intelligent life on another world, didn't it seem only reasonable to try and get a closer look at Cydonia? Is it just natural disasters that mark the last days? Or can we look for man-made catastrophes as warnings of the end time? Does this mean the consequences of the Magog prophecy have been avoided? Or could it be the inevitable has just been postponed? But what really caused this great ship to founder? Was it an iceberg, as most people assume, or was it an unseen enemy? But if these are indeed the final days, what is the role of the United States to be in the coming disaster? Does anyone know? Could it be that there are structures on Mars that are not the work of natural forces? Is the government and its agencies telling us everything we need to know, or that we have a right to know? And why is NASA calling its latest probe 2001 a Mars Odyssey? How could Pam Reynolds have described with such amazing accuracy the details of what took place in the operating room when she was supposedly dead? And does this prove that near-death experiences offer us a glimpse into a new reality that exists beyond the grave? And if so, is that reality always filled with light and beauty? Or is it possible that darkness and fear are waiting on the other side? Is this the weak faith and science finally converge? What can we expect when we die? Will we be embraced by a beautiful being of light that may be God himself? Or will we be deceived by an angel of darkness bent on our destruction? The search for truth begins in a moment. The unbelievable answers in just a moment. Actually, a funny thing happened on the way to Mars. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. Our leap into the cosmos begins in just a moment. The startling answers when we come back. The controversy continues when we come back. When we return, some astonishing new information. The astonishing answers in just a moment. The startling conclusion when we come back. Some thought-provoking answers in just a moment. The frighteningly up-to-date answers when we return. More nagging questions and a few surprising answers when we come back. Some astonishing conclusions when we return. The profoundly disturbing developments and a glimmer of new hope is just ahead. The amazing answers in just a moment. Some answers that could affect all of us when we come back. The astonishing answers in just a moment. The disturbing answers in just a moment. Until our next encounter with the unexplained, I'm Jerry Orbach. Good night.